we're going to be having a little fun in Google Street View. Google as a corporation isn't always stuffy, and some of you might realize if you look up the back rooms, there's lots of content that's basically stuffed in Google Maps for fun. Now, while this is harmless in most cases and should be treated as such, sometimes this causes problems. Now, for those of you unaware of it, even if it says it's April 2014, these images are probably from from October 2022, or thereabouts. This is a place called, again, Daresbury Hall, and over here we got somebody walking around with a bag picking up garbage. There's something wrong with his face. Let's continue, shall we? Okay. Now I'm able to move this around with the mouse, and if I move with the keyboard, I can move, and it's a little bit more like a first-person shooter video game. It doesn't have all the features the way I'd like, but it does work. So let's see if we can go through here. Warning, this has a set of defects because of time and date stamps and temporal errors. He's gone. Where'd he go? Same area, looks the same. Let's continue. Wait a minute. Maybe we should look for the bastard running away. Do we see anybody? Is that him in the distance? Now, if you're not aware of it, I've gone through with with uBlock Origin and erased most of the user interface for the mapping software. I want to point out that at this point here, this specific image, time tunnels from 2014 to 2022, which is the correct date. But I digest. Let's move forward. Now here we can see some signs. You can't really zoom in on them, so I'm going to skip them. But for interest of completeness, you can see some caution tape or whatever over here. It's kind of a rundown area. It's got a big building over there. And then we look over here in the distance. We see some stairs. We can't go over here. There's no ability to jump there in our Google Street View game level. And yes, I left the compass there because that's actually a classic from old style games in the past. And there's some caution tape or whatever. And then we go forward and we jump here. And when we look around, we see nothing. This is 2014 or 2022 imagery. And in case you can't tell over here, there was a chair back there. Let's see if I can zoom in on it, see if it's really a chair. Looks like it's a chair that was sitting there for letting guests come in to the experience. And then we see a building in the distance. Now we're going to see a sudden change. I'm going to try to make it to where I can move forward so you see the change. And now we have zombie apocalypse video stuff. Over here, I didn't notice this before when I was exploring it, but I did notice it in the previous review a few minutes ago, that there's basically a little place for boats to stop. And then we go here, and we have the prerequisite bollards and a dead body at the doorway. Fascinating. Now, I'd like to go over here. I'm one of those people that would go into a video game, get an editor just to get rid of the limits. This building suffered a fire at one point, so it's kind of damaged internally. And this one, part of it was locked off from going into. And there's our zombie staring at us. Go over this way. And I'm just going to use the mouse at this point because using the keyboard doesn't always work. Now, parts of this are inaccessible because they didn't complete all the linkages. It might be more complete later. But, yeah, there's Fred. Fred's not doing too good. Anti-allergy duvet. What? So anyway, that's more scary than the rest of it. Now here we can see the caution tape. There was a little stair-steppy thing here. Garbage. This is a rundown area that they're reusing for, scary days. Got ourselves a zombie over here. Zombie over there. Every one of you that's played an RPG knows exactly where to shoot. By the way, some of these images were taken with the same zombie recycled. That's our front door zombie recycled. Let's go over here. We'll look around. Where does zombie go? Zombie go boom. Zombie go bye-bye. Zombie go down. Now, I want to point out this was of not any interest to anybody else, but there's our supposed, I'm assuming that's supposed to represent a firearm, but I don't know what it is. And then we can go into one or two pathways. Here's one pathway here. We got a body there. We can go here. Boink. And I'm just going to try to plow all the way through, which may or may not work. Now, again, without most of the user interface working and without the linkages working, yeah, it's not going to work. I can try keyboarding it. Doesn't work. So, we only have one pathway. And no, they don't loop around, so someone did not do the basics of doing a video game-like behavior. Now it goes black, and now we're inside. We get our first image. Contact with contaminated bodies without correct protective equipment will result in summary termination. That's funny. Okay. I think it's funny. So anyway, we'll turn around, and the door we just went through is gone. Yeah. So let's go in here, because why not? And here we see hardcover. It's people. Hardcover. The hell? What was this? He's back there. Okay. Look for anything pink. Oh my God, it's a pinky. And here we see the entryway and opening. And yes. And we got bodies and on the slab. Let's go down to the lab, see what's on the slab. And it goes black. And now we popped out of it somehow because we glitched. Let's go in here. Does it let me? No. Nope. Okay. Now, this is the point where you realize just going random directions might let you go through what would be not accessible as a doorway before. And, yeah, it's supposed to retain your direction when it goes through. Wibble wobble, don't trust the Americans, danger zone, and some girl, page 3 girl, but she's clothed. Okay. Kill the fat ones, rip alpha, and the room is not explorable because there's no click points or click-through points. And this either does or does not let me out. And, yeah, this is where I was stuck the last time I did it. Now, I'm going to let you in on a few secrets with Google Street View Time Tunnel. Number one, again, I disabled the thing over here that would let us go through time. Once in a while you can do that, even just setting the time and date stamp the same year. Sometimes we'll knock it loose. The other one is to look for one of these arrows that's pointing up or straight down. If you see that, it means it'll shift between layers, literally means layers, because it's assuming you're looking at an image in the same area from a different altitude, like 10 feet above or below, like another floor, or on the grandstands in some area. That was actually seen in Las Vegas, doing the Google Street View maps for Las Vegas. But other than that, if you can't do that, then you're kind of stuck. Now, one of the methods for this is to do a back button function. Now, that's not available here. I don't believe so. Hey, they got a map. That's kind of cool. But anyway, I removed the user interface elements so that we can have a little fun looking at it like it's a video game. It's got your classic compass here. Now, to do it, you'd use the hotkey for going back. Now, what I did is I hit Control and then left key to go back to the last known location. Sort of like an autosave. And you know what? It worked pretty good. Now, at this point, I'm screwing my computer for bandwidth, and that might be why this didn't load. So let me hit back button once. Does that work? No, it's not working at all. So, yeah. Or it could just be that I screwed up my computer severely. Whoa. Okay, let's try. Come on, Google. Come on, Google Street View. Now, the way to get to this at the appointed location, the Derbyshire location, is that you go to the street and outside to the 2016 year view of the entrance, and suddenly you can go through. Let me see if I can hit back here. Nope. Can I use the keyboard at all? Let's see if that'll let me do anything. Okay, it does. Hitting back. Nope. Okay, go here. Click blindly through. Will it let me? Let's see if it'll let me. Bang. And now we're outside again. Anyway, you go here to the 2016 year view right at this point here, and you'd be able to click through and go into this area here in the overgrown area, and you'd be able to get through. Obviously, because I've disabled those features, I can't go to 2016 anymore. So let me hit the Control left key. Nope. Alt left key. Alt left key. Ah, here we are. Let's see how far forward I can throw myself without it going black screen. There we go. So, a couple of things. Number one, again, in this image, it'll say it's 2014 or 2022, depending on what's going on. Let me go forward enough that it forces it to say 2022. Here we have, again, no zombies. And when we see zombies, it says 2022. Now, if I go turn around and go back this way, instead of it loading the previous images, it actually shows the correct date, which was 2022. This is actually images from 2022. And we can go forward. And depending on whether or not it's hiccuping that day, it'll let you go through this correctly. And this is the cutoff point where this image says it's 2022 and 2014. And actually, they are all 2022, but they were just replaced in situ, which normally isn't done. And when we go here, you may have noticed there's no arrow there. That's the cutoff point for when the images are supposed to be from. And if we could leapfrog and jump through here, we'd definitively be able to show that 2014 and etc. are the correct dates of 2022 and 2014 are actually overlapping. And I don't have the ability to hit this. Okay. Now, again, if I hit in this case on my keyboard, now it's Alt left. It jumps me outside and we're back at 2014 time and date stamp, even though this is 2022. So we can go through one notch, two notches, and then we're in right here. So anyway, I thought everybody might, think that this was cool. It's a zombie experience done in Britain. They're blaming the Americans, of course, because why wouldn't they? And it was a zombie horror scary thing for the year 2022. And it says that the upload time and date stamps are a particular month and day of 2022 September. But really, this was an October experience, and that's probably what was going on with it. But who knows? Anyway, thanks for watching. Have a good day. Good luck with that. And my computer's crashing all over the place. Good God. Okay. Oh, shit. Oh, shit.